Welcome to the Coolygal Podcast show. She is your host with the most,
Coolygal,
and I am your DJ behind the buttons, DJ Unleaded. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Stop hanging around, Coolie.
Just giving some updates. Still again, y'all. They got that jab on the mind, so y'all need to be, have
Both
to be
arms,
updated.
both legs.
Man, they want to use some plasma that's been out of a person who had COVID, and they call it convalescent plasma, y'all. So that's what we're getting in today, convalescent plasma, because it's very important. And again, we have to make sure that our health is good, because we have a lot of sickness and illnesses that runs into the Black community. Sickle cell, hypertension, and the list goes on. So just want to give it to you guys tonight. A lot of you guys are out there celebrating, and some is very upset. Buccaneers kick some butt, Tampa Bay. And Kansas City fans are not feeling too great. Yeah, they're not great right now. But yeah. Oh my. It's Florida though. Yeah, but anyway, gonna get up into this little article here for you guys, and it's something that's important that you guys really need to hear about, because this really affects people who are kind of maybe a little discombobulated on what they want to do by getting a vaccine or what have you. But this is an article coming out of Stat, and it's by Matthew Herper, February 7, 2021, and it's South Africa halts rollout of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine after shots falter against a variant. So it's something that you guys should really, take in if you have to, make that choice. So here's the article. I'm just going to go ahead and just play it real quick. Just kind of let it read out to you. Here you go, right here.
South Africa halts rollout of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine after shot falters against variant. South Africa is halting its rollout of the AstraZeneca University of Oxford COVID-19 vaccine, the country's Minister of Health said Sunday, following a new analysis that suggests the shot provides minimal protection to the power of against mild disease caused by the new coronavirus variant circulating in South Africa. Two top virologists advising the government said during a press conference that the pause was necessary. They said South Africa would institute a new process in which vaccines are initially studied in a research phase to try and determine that each vaccine reduces COVID hospitalizations in South Africa despite the widespread new variant there. The AstraZeneca vaccine rollout needs to be put on a temporary halt while we get the clinical efficacy information in, said Salim Abdul Karim, an epidemiologist at Columbia University and part of a commission advising the South African government. And the way that we can do that is with the new approach to rollout. Barry Schaub, chair of South Africa's Ministerial Advisory Committee on Vaccines, struck a similar note. I think we just need to maybe suspend use of AstraZeneca, but investigate it more and more fully to see, can we utilize it more effectively, he said. The news heightens concerns about B. 1.351, the variant first seen in South Africa, and will also likely lead to discussions about the effectiveness of the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine, which is among the least expensive and most widely available of the COVID-19 vaccines that have so far been developed. In addition to AstraZeneca, the vaccine is also being made for much of the world by Serum Institute, a large Indian vaccine maker. However, researchers and AstraZeneca emphasized in separate statements, the data, which were presented in detail during the live-streamed press conference, do not give clear answers. The results involve only small numbers of patients and may not be enough to draw any conclusions. The data were also submitted as a preprint and have not yet been peer-reviewed. Shabir Madhi, professor of vaccinology at the University of the Witwatersrand and chief investigator on the new study, said that before B.1.351 became common in South Africa, the vaccine was trending toward reducing mild cases of disease by 75%. But once B.1.351 became prevalent, that number dropped precipitously, and cases were reduced only 22% based on 42 cases of symptomatic COVID. Those data appear unreliable, however. They were given with confidence intervals, which propose a range of plausible outcomes. For the 22% number, those ranged from -50% to 60%, meaning that more data would be needed to be collected to trust the figure. Researchers and AstraZeneca emphasized in separate statements that the study was a small one, including only 1,765 volunteers with a median age of 31. AstraZeneca said it believes the vaccine will still protect against severe disease caused by B.1.351. The current study gives no information on whether the vaccine prevents severe disease, hospitalization, or death. AstraZeneca also said that it and Oxford have started adapting their vaccine to B.1.351, and will advance the new vaccine through development so that it is ready for delivery in the fourth quarter of the year if it is needed. This is the third vaccine, and the first approved vaccine, to show what appears to be reduced efficacy against B.1.351. Johnson & Johnson said that its vaccine, which was 66% effective overall against moderate to severe disease, was 57% effective against moderate to severe disease due to the variant. Novavax, another vaccine developer, said that its vaccine was 89% effective against mild to moderate disease, but in a separate trial in South Africa was 50% effective. Karim pointed out that only the Johnson & Johnson vaccine has been shown to reduce severe disease due to B.1.351. He said that when vaccines are rolled out, South Africa will now look at hospitalization rates in the first 100,000 to receive the vaccine in the hopes that this will provide information on whether the vaccine is proving effective. Madhi warned that it could be to the power of to simply let doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine expire without giving them, given the possibility that the vaccine could reduce severe disease.
So yeah, guys, you got to be very careful because they're going to stop it, and that's AstraZeneca, their vaccine. And remember, there's a variant that's coming from South Africa that's now here in the States. So if they're halting and there's a variant coming from South Africa, I think it's something that, should be really, really paid attention to, because they are, these people, they are liars and they don't even care about anything. But, if you feel the need, just make sure that you guys are reading these information and, check everything out, even that when it comes to your children, because, they have stuff that they want to roll out for the children. And if you're not aware, these things could jump out at you and you'll find yourself in a situation that you probably wouldn't even know what to do. And others, they probably wouldn't even know how to help you. So, yeah, you guys just be very careful. while you guys are out there, because this virus and everything, it is real, and you don't want to catch it again. If you did catch it, they said that this one, it sticks to you more, sticks more to the cell. So that doesn't sound too good. And also, in the UK, they're actually going door to door and getting samples that way as well. So
Door to door.
door to door, door to door,
Doing that out here. That'd be
door to door. There's another article that I have here too that it's just real quick. It has to do with the plasma. And it's something that you guys should hear about too, because it has to do with the South African variant as well, because it's giving you someone's plasma, their clear blood that's don't have the red or white blood cells in there to give it to you. And they're giving it to you as a therapeutic. So I'm going to go ahead and just play it for you real quick, so that way you guys can kind of hear what's going on with that too. So here you go, guys.
British doctors who spent 102 days treating a cancer survivor for COVID-19 documented how the virus mutated after the man was treated with convalescent plasma. The case study suggests the use of blood plasma donated from COVID-19 survivors may have put enough pressure on the virus to force it to evolve. The result: less susceptibility to immune system antibodies that normally fight off infection, according to the report published Friday in the journal Nature. While the convalescent plasma didn't seem to harm the patient, it offered no clear benefit, said senior author Ravindra Gupta, a professor of clinical microbiology at the Cambridge Institute of Therapeutic Immunology and Infectious Disease. It should be used cautiously in people with chronic immune conditions, he said, preferably in clinical trials or carefully controlled settings. The report also suggests that numerous mutations may be emerging among patients who have both compromised immune systems and chronic infections. When the virus has a chance to sit in one person for a long time and replicates for weeks and months, it learns how to fight the immune system, Gupta said. It's all about pressure on the virus. The patient didn't develop the exact variant that's now become the dominant form of the virus circulating in the UK, the report said, but it did have certain elements in common. It just illustrates that someone like him is probably patient zero, Gupta said. Slow mutations. Overall, COVID-19 is mutating relatively slowly. That's because it is a fast-moving virus, giving it little time to evolve. In this case, however, the patient and his doctors fought the virus for 102 days from the time he was diagnosed until he died, Gupta said. The patient was diagnosed with COVID-19 at a local hospital in the spring of 2020, when the first wave of the virus was reaching crisis levels in the UK. He was subsequently brought to Cambridge University hospitals for more intensive care. The team there tested him twice a week to see if the treatments he was receiving, including Gilead Sciences Incorporates remdesivir, were reducing his viral load. They were not. Genetic profiling. At the same time, the samples were being sent for genetic profiling. That resulted in a snapshot of the virus mutating over time, allowed the researchers to hone in on where, how and when the pathogen changed as the months progressed. There were few changes in the virus after he received 2 courses of remdesivir in the first 2 months, according to the researchers. However, after convalescent plasma was administered, there were large, dynamic virus population shifts, including in the key spike protein, which the virus uses to latch onto and infect healthy cells. The variants then presented evidence of reduced susceptibility to neutralizing antibodies that normally control the virus. Large study. The case study comes almost a month after a large, national study in the UK examining convalescent plasma as a therapy was ended after a finding that the treatment touted by U.S. President Donald Trump doesn't work. The University of Oxford research was part of a clinical trial named Recovery that's investigating different COVID-19 treatments. The study's other arms are ongoing. The results come after more than 100,000 Americans have been treated with convalescent plasma after its use was authorized by U.S. regulators on an emergency basis.
So there it goes again. You guys just be very careful, because some of these things aren't working in some people. This person may be an elderly person, that may be true, but still, if you have a condition, and maybe one that you don't know about, it's still something that you should look into and make sure that your body can handle it. Your body is different from everyone else's, and you need to make sure that you understand that. If you need to do it because of a job, or your children have to go to school, make sure that they're healthy enough, and all is well. So just make sure you guys take your vitamins, D3s, get some vitamin C, some zinc, get those things going into your diet. Try to get the inflammation out.
Very important.
They're saying these variants are different. So again, if they're different, everyone's body is different. So just take note of it. Just take note of it. All of this is just, educational information. We're not any physicians over here. This is just so that you guys can be aware and just be notified by certain things that you may have a question, or may be questioning some things. Maybe this information can help you go to Google and look some more information up. So, you guys just stay prayerful in this time, and know that things will and is getting better. But you just have to make sure that, we're not putting ourselves in positions that, it seems like everything is bad. So I just wanted to come on and give you guys a little bit of that, so that you guys can, go do some research on it and make sure that your body is healthy enough for it. So with that being said, thank you for listening. This is Coolygal, and you guys have a good night, folks.